Don't be a bird brain. A murmuration of starlings is a pretty cool thing. This is when 100 or so birds start to fly around in circles. Not really circles, but in a kind of relatively small space compared to the sky. When the birds are making all these cool shapes that keep morphing into other cool shapes. Why do they do this? Every bird has a basic set of instructions. Keep the same distance between you and the 6 birds around you. Front, back, right, left, above, and below. But because they aren't drones, which are all the same, they don't each do the exact same thing. Each bird has a slightly different wing strength, reaction time, etc. So it creates these patterns. This is called a chaotic system. Not chaos because it actually is chaos. But to accurately describe and predict the system, it would require mathematics that humans haven't invented yet. Technically, it's based on multiple polynomial interdependent variables. Every time one bird moves, that changes the movement of all 6 birds around that one bird. And each of those 6 other birds have the same impact on all the 6 birds around them. Mathematics can come up with an equation to describe this system. But we can't use that same equation to predict the system. This is exactly why they can't predict the weather. Sure, they have equations to describe the weather system, but even the most powerful computers can't use those complex equations to predict the weather. Now, think of an equation that would describe the murmuration of, say, 100 starlings. It would be very, very complex. Each bird would have its own mini equation. Bird number 1 would be B1, for example. Bird number 100 would be B100. So you'd have 100 different expressions in this huge equation. Now imagine how many variables affect your behavior on any given day. The mood your coworkers were in, the things on your mind that are coming up during that week, the results you get from any flirtations you try, the dreams you had last night, the food you ate at restaurants, and the mood of the people involved in bringing you your food. The mood and expectations of friends and lovers you interact with, how long it would take somebody to return a text, whether you are waiting for that text or not, and countless other variables. Now consider each one of those other people that would have an impact on your mood, and each one of the variables that each other person would have. For starlings, each one has only 6 other birds that affect them. But for you, how many people on a regular day affect you? Hundreds. And each one of those have hundreds others affecting them. This would create an unpredictable equation that is far, far more complex than the bird equation. What does this mean? To live within a massively unpredictable system, that we might need to think a bit differently about purposely creating things a few weeks or months out. It's possible and it's pretty easy, but it's not widely known by most people. What is this method? To learn more, visit mindpersuasion.com/live-training.